One of my favourite desserts, real nurturing food, real energy food, is the steamed pudding. Yes, the good old-fashioned steamed pudding, as cooked by my mother. I have a special recipe today based on one of her recipes, which includes Seville orange marmalade and our very own macadamia nut. Now, while it takes a little while to cook, in fact a couple of hours, it's worth the wait, and the preparation itself is really easy. The first thing I do is prepare the steaming mixture. I cream butter and sugar, about 100 grams of unsalted butter and 150 grams of caster sugar. It's whipped to creamy smoothness, either with a spoon or with beaters. Next, I beat in some egg. A couple of large eggs, one at a time, plus an egg yolk. Then I add 1 tablespoon of orange marmalade or any other marmalade of your choice. The marmalade here is a Consuming Passions marmalade made with Seville oranges. It has a wonderful tang, works really well in this particular steamed pudding. Now to flour, 200 grams of self-raising flour, folding it in. It's important not to overwork the mixture once the flour has gone in. And then macadamia nuts, native of Australia, very high in fat, but it's the good monounsaturated fat. Now some buttermilk to make the mixture a dropping consistency. Now, despite its name, of course, buttermilk is very low in fat. An optional extra, a splash of orange liqueur. Delightful. Now to the assembly. I take a pudding basin with at least a litre capacity to allow for expansion and grease it well. Then I place a slice of orange in the bottom and add 2 tablespoons of orange marmalade. I pour the mixture into the bowl very carefully, smoothing it out, and cover the top with a circle of non-stick baking paper. Now I tie on a piece of clean cotton cloth or clean tea towel, one that's already been washed a few times. Tie up very tightly. Tie the cloth at the top. I then put the bowl into a pan of water, making sure the water comes halfway up the side of the basin. Now on goes the lid, and the pudding is steamed like this for 2 hours, which gives me plenty of time to make wonderful, smooth, creamy custard. This is a real custard, simply made with 4 egg yolks beaten with a little sugar and some corn flour. I then heat milk to boiling point and pour it into the mixture of eggs, corn flour and sugar. Then it's back into the milk pan and I add some vanilla essence, and the custard is very gently heated, stirring all the time. We don't want any raging boil. Soon it becomes beautifully smooth and creamy. If it does get lumpy, it can easily be strained. Now, a good trick if you're leaving custard to stand is to put a piece of plastic wrap across the top so that it actually touches the custard. When it's time to serve the pudding, I take off the cloth, remove the baking paper, run a knife between the pudding and the basin to ease it away, put a plate or dish on top before carrying out the penultimate test, the release of the pudding. Yes! Time to serve, and onto a warmed plate goes a slice of that delicious pudding. A little of the custard, and some lucky person gets to have the orange slice. A sprinkling of macadamia nuts, and the dish is complete. The Consuming Passions steamed pudding. Degree of difficulty, low to medium for both the pudding and the custard. Keepability, this will keep very well in the refrigerator for 2 or 3 days and can be warmed through or eaten cold. The custard, however, is best eaten immediately. Preparation time, about 20 minutes, and then the 2 hours of cooking. What a sensation. The perfect wine accompaniment, I think a late-picked Semillon or Riesling, one of our so-called stickies, an Australian, of course. From Consuming Passions till next time, bon appetit. Oh, yes. So tasty. I could eat it.